while I have a few minutes and while I have some energy and I'm feeling kind of okay, let me do a quick story time. I've been trying to get this out and I just haven't felt well the past couple days. So with this whole, I don't know if I mentioned it in another video or not, but the progesterone medication that I'm on, there's two different types. There's the PIO, that's the progesterone in oil, that's an injectable. And then there are the progesterone inserts, they're suppositories, okay? Well, the name brand progesterone called E.MoniQue is on a national shortage or national back order. Whatever it is, they're not making anymore right now. And so it's out, like nobody can get their hands on the name brand medication. Well, in the fertility world, that's insane. Everybody needs that, right? So what doctors and pharmacies are doing, they are partnering with, I can't think, they're partnering with, wow, specialty pharmacies, but fertility pharmacies are specialty pharmacies. What is the word? Custom meds. What is the word for custom medication? Oh my God. Wow. What is the word for custom medication? It's expensive. It's not specialty. That is going to kill me. That's going to drive me nuts. Why can't I think of the damn word? Compound. Yes. Partnering with compound pharmacies to like hurry up and like whip up batches of this stuff for people. And shit, where was I going with it? So that's, oh my God, my story is messed up because I couldn't think of compound pharmacy. But I ran out of meds. And by ran out, I mean I had 3 pills left, 3 inserts, and like a corner of oil left. Like I'm still using the oil. The oil lasts a while. Not quite out of that, but the pills that I have to have twice a day, I only had 3 left. And I don't know how there was 3. I think I got shorted somehow. Because I didn't mess one up. I didn't double take one. So I think they shorted me one. Anyhow, I had 3 left. And so I took one evening. I skipped my morning dose. I took one in the evening and then went to bed to get the most out of it. And then the day that I had the progesterone shot, I did the regular dose, a morning and a night dose, and then the progesterone shot. And then after that, I didn't have any more. I wouldn't have any more. So the day that I realized that I have only 3 left, I call LIC and I was like, I need, because remember when I was like, oh, when I go and do my first ultrasound, they're going to take the last progesterone test on me. And in my mind, I'm thinking if they're not going to test anymore after that, that means that I don't have to take it anymore. Wrong. I have to take medication all the way up until I'm 10 weeks and graduated. That doesn't mean that they're going to keep checking me. They're just, you have to keep taking that. So I call up there like a dummy and I say, so how much longer do I have to take the progesterone? And she's just like, girl, how far along are you? And I was like, well, she's like, no, you have another like 6 weeks or so. And I was like, okay, relax. Fine, that's fine. But then the second part is I need you to send the prescription to my pharmacy. And she's like, well, there's a shortage on the E.MoniQue. And I was like, yes, I know. But, you know, send me the prescription so that I can get the like alternate version from my pharmacy. And she just kept trying to tell me that there is a shortage. And I was like, but I understand that. Like, just give me the prescription. So how about she sends the prescription to a local pharmacy in Irvine that I've never heard of before. And so then like she signs me up for this pharmacy that they use there, this compound pharmacy. And I was just like, okay, well, maybe they're going to ship me the meds from there and charge me the same price and blah, 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 whatever. That's not what I asked for, but you know, maybe this is, I don't know. I go along with it. I go and I register for the whole website to get a quote for my order and blah, blah, blah. How about they were going to charge me close to like over $300 for my meds, for a bottle of oil and for like a 30-day supply of meds. And I was like, what? I don't even pay that with the doctors, like in-house. So why? So then, of course, you know me, I'm frantically trying to figure out what are my options. I'm calling. Oh, and here's the other thing. On that compound pharmacy, it was like, yeah, we checked your insurance and it's not covered. Like none of it's covered. So it's 100% out of pocket. And I was like, what? Nah. So I call, who do I call first? I call my specialty pharmacy, Freedom Fertility Pharmacy. And I'm talking with them. I talked to like 3 different people there. And they're like, yeah, it's definitely on a national shortage, but we have a compound like version of it in stock. And I like Freedom Fertility because they know their shit. They're really kind and they send it to you next day for no additional costs. Now they're more expensive than LIC would be, but when you're in a pinch or you need something, Freedom Fertility is where it's at. Like if anybody's going to be like my secondary pharmacy, it's going to be them, right? And this is what I'm telling the girl too. She's like, yeah, we definitely have what you need. You just have to get your doctor to send us a prescription. And I was like, that's what I was trying to do in the first place. So I was like, okay, bet. So then, oh, and then she's like, are you going to, I was like, can you tell me how much it would be out of pocket? And then tell me how much it would be through insurance. And so they're like, well, this is how much it would be out of pocket. And it was like $3 a pill. And I don't know what she said. I don't remember what she said for the oil, but it was like per 10 milliliters. And I think she said like 50, what did she say? I don't know what she said, but it was some small dollar amount, some small lunch money amount per 10 milliliters of oil. So I was like, okay, that's not that bad if I needed to place an order just to get me through to my appointment on Tuesday. So I was like, okay, bet. And she's like, well, as far as your insurance goes, it won't tell us how much it will be to you until we actually place the order. And I was like, okay, fair enough, but don't place that order yet because I don't want it to come back and say, yeah, insurance isn't covered. This is how much you owe. So I was like, all right, let me find out. So then the third place that I call, which I've never used before, I don't think, is my prescription people through my health insurance. And I don't know why I haven't been using them. My lips are dry. Shame. Anyways, sorry. I don't know why I haven't taken more, like paid more attention to this particular benefit of mine, especially as like medically inclined I am, right? I just never paid attention to this part because I just assumed fertility meds were not covered under my regular health insurance, or if it was going to dip out of my fertility benefit itself, and I wanted to use as much of that as possible for my actual procedures. So, I mean, like last week I reached out to my health insurance to find out how much of that benefit I have left, and I still have like, they said, did I use 9,000 or do I have 9,000 left? I honestly think I have $9,000 left of my fertility benefit. which is amazing, amazing, right? So with that information, I was like, okay, they couldn't possibly like charge my insurance an arm and a leg for a little bit of medicine, right? So if I can get it covered through that fertility benefit, that'd be fine. So I called everybody. I called LIC, I called Freedom Fertility, I called Win Fertility, my liaison, to kind of help me through like how it would work. Yes, and Win Fertility said, your fertility meds would be covered through Express Scripts, which is my medication benefit part of the health insurance. You following me? So there's my overall health insurance that does not cover anything fertility. Then there's a little branch that's like, but because you're an employee of this company, we have a special gift for you. And through Win Fertility, it's $15,000 for fertility. And then Win Fertility says your meds would be covered off of this branch, which is your Express Scripts, which is also part of my regular health insurance. So that's branching off two different places, right? And then Freedom Fertility is partnered with Express Scripts. Following me? So I call Express Scripts immediately, and I was like, I need this and this, and how much? And the guy, he was really difficult to understand, and I was worried that he wasn't going to understand me, but we understood each other. He's just like, yeah, we have this and this. They're compound, or this particular one is a compound medication. The other one is an oil. We can either send it to you, or you can pick it up locally. Which one would you want? And I was like, well, how much is it? And he's like, at no cost to you. And I was like, what? What do you mean no cost to me? He's like, yeah, $0 to you. And I was like, what? I've been paying all this time, like how much have I been paying? Like $160, $165, $70 for my meds. Meanwhile, if I would have just been getting it through Express Scripts, it would have been free. And I could have got it locally instead of having to wait until I go to Cali or whatever. And I was like, how do I get that? And he's like, hold on, let me find out. So then he goes and talks to someone, and he's like, well, because you've never used us before, and this is a specialty medication, you have to go and talk to these people. And I was like, okay. He gives me the number. I call these people, and they're like, what is this? And I was like, it's for fertility. And they're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Why didn't they just transfer you to the fertility department of this side company that I've never heard of? Some company that I've never heard of. So they're like, well, let me get you over to the fertility part. And I was like, okay. So then they transfer me to the fertility department of Express Scripts. Lo and behold, it's fucking Freedom Fertility Pharmacy, the original pharmacy that I wanted in the first place. I was like, okay. So I talked to the girl again. She's just like, yeah, we have it, but we don't have your prescription. So what do you want to do? And I was like, bet. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to call you for a 15th time. I'm going to hang up, and I'm going to call my doctor and make them give me my prescription, because they still haven't given it to me. They sent it to some pharmacy in Cali and want me to pay way more than I've ever paid that anybody else is asking me to pay. So I call up there, and luckily I get a different nurse. And that nurse is just like, yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll send you the prescription. And then she's just like, hey, the progesterone that you need is on national whatever. And I was like, yeah. I know that. It's compound. And she's just like, well, the only pharmacies that have it in stock, the compound is this, and this in Cali. And I was like, nope. I just contacted my preferred pharmacy, and they assured me that they have it. So please send me the prescription, or send them the prescription right away. And she's just like, okay, yeah, done. So then I wait a few hours, if that, maybe a couple hours. And then I call Freedom Fertility again. And I was like, go ahead and put the order in. And they're like, okay, we're going to put the order in, but we're missing some information from your Express Scripts. Meanwhile, again, I've never used Express Scripts. I don't know anything about it. They want a member ID, they want an RX bin number, they want group numbers, they want all these codes. And I was like, I don't have a card, I don't know where to find that. And they're like, okay, no worries. We can't try to bill it through insurance without that though. So find that and then give us a call back. So I hang up with them again. And then I call Express Scripts again. And I was like, I need this information for me. And she's just like, oh yeah, la, da, da, da. She gives me the stuff. Meanwhile, I need this. Freedom Fertility is going to overnight me the meds, which is when I need it because I'm out of progesterone. At this time, I'm going to wake up in the morning and not have my morning dose and possibly not my evening dose if I don't get this order put in right now. Because this company is based off of the East Coast. And I was like, it's afternoon here. It's about to be quitting time on the East Coast. I think they're in Massachusetts or Maine or something. So I was like, I need to hurry up and get this in. So Express Scripts, I'm trying to get the information from her and she's taking her sweet time and trying to tell me about this. And I was like, lady, thank you so much. I have to go. Hang up with her, call Freedom Fertility again. And, or no, I hang up with her and then I get a call from Freedom Fertility and she's just like, how can I help? And I was just like, what? I just talked to someone like maybe 10 minutes ago and she's just like, oh, so sorry. It was one of those automated dial back calls. Sorry about that. Just in case, let me just make sure that your order was put in right. So she reads down the whole order and she's just like, oh, this is why it had me call you because we're missing that information from you. And I was like, here it is. And she's just like, okay, but it looks like they already put in the order for you at $0 to you. So she's like, I don't know what happened or who said what, but even though they were waiting for this information, they went ahead and like put the order in and rushed it to you at $0 to you. And I was like, bet. So basically I got another 50 milliliter bottle or vial of progesterone and oil and a 30-day supply of compound progesterone inserts for free. And they overnighted to me. They were at my door by 12 o'clock noon, which was amazing. So all I did was miss a morning dose. So I'm back on track. So now in my mind, I'm like, how long and how much money have I missed out on, or how much savings have I missed out on because I've been purchasing medication, right? Because now I'm on the Express Scripts app or whatever. I've never seen it before. And they're like somehow keeping track of all my medication, I guess through my health insurance. And they're like, yeah, we see you've been getting estrogen and this and that, and this is how much you paid for it. And this is how much you could have paid for it, which is $0. I'm seeing a bunch of zeros. And I'm like, I've been paying for my meds forever. And if it's saying that these are basic meds that would have been covered under my regular medical insurance, how can I get my money back? So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to go and dig up all of my receipts, or try to pick up all of my receipts. I probably am at a loss for the estrogen though, because I don't think I didn't keep my receipts for the estrogen, but everything else that I got from like LIC, I'm going to see if I can claim that before the year is up and get some money back. Because what? Who knew? Who knew? But anyways, I just had to story time that and how like, and then like, I'm literally working on this whole get my medication to me fiasco all day while I'm at work. And so my boss is like, it seems like you're really busy today. And I was like, yeah, let me tell you what's going on, right? So I break it down to him and he's just like, wow, that's crazy. That's amazing that you made that happen. And he's just like, it's, what was he like? What did he say? Something about like rich people. Like, it's amazing how rich people can make things happen or something. I don't remember why he was referencing this way or saying it this way. And I was like, actually, no, it's not rich people that pay attention to this stuff. I mean, I wouldn't know, that I'm just saying, I feel like it's a testament to people who are like desperate and probably on the lower income side, because when you don't have money, like an extra dime to spare, you figure out a way, or you totally understand your benefits, or you figure out what your benefits are, what's entitled to you, what you're paying for, whatever it is, so that you can work the program appropriately. I feel like people that have money may not feel the need or think twice or thrice to pay attention to these things because it's no big deal. They have the funds to cover it, or it's just not as stressful financially. I don't know why I said that, but that was just a comment that he made about how like well-off people pay more attention to these things. And I was just like, first of all, I'm not well off. Second of all, I'm not sure if I agree with that. I think it's the opposite. And it's just interesting, side note, right? The industry that I work in, there's this really stereotypical perspective about low-income people and families, and I fucking hate it. And I will forever be for the people, and I root for the little people every single day, and like I celebrate with them every single day, because they are the ones that work their asses off to provide for their families, to get themselves out of situations, to accomplish their dreams. I love working with and helping those people, because those are the real like American dream people. The ones that weren't given anything or handed anything, not even information or education about how to do it, how to maneuver through life, and they figure that shit out, and they break the cycle, right? And they do better for themselves and for their family, and I love that kind of shit. So I don't know, it's difficult because, again, the industry that I work in, I come across a lot of money, a lot of just like stupid, unnecessary money that ranges from all ages, like young people who have figured it out or got lucky or inherited or whatever it is, to old people that have worked their entire lives to get to a point, right? I come across a lot. But then there is another group of people who don't know where to start, but they started somewhere and they're working hard and trying hard to leave a legacy, at least for their like kids and their whatever. And those are the moments for me that make me feel like I love what I do, is when I get to witness, I don't know, like the regular everyday person like me be successful and celebrate. It's hard for me to have or feel like what my purpose is, or to know or feel the impact that I'm making for families that have a lot of money. And I know that sounds really a way to say, right? I know, but I don't know. I think I relate more to one side of the demographic scale than the other. And so when I see that side of the scale win, it feels like a win for me. So anyways, how did I get from medication to here? I just wanted to do that quick story time. I think it's time for me to go. I'm ready to go home and rest. I'm exhausted. I need to get ready for tomorrow and the weekend and next week. So, all right. Bye. So I am sitting in my closet reflecting on the year. I know we haven't gotten through Christmas yet, but I don't know. Christmas is going to be just fine. I don't know. I'm just sitting in here. I was organizing my clothes, some of my clothes, or just putting them up, rather. Wasn't even organizing them, just putting my laundry up. And this is in my closet. And it has been all of 2023. I did this January of 2023. And my goal with this was to wake up every morning and start my day with some sort of manifesting scroll, which is this, reminding me what my goals are. And I was supposed to work on all of these. And as you can see, at the top it says it's 2023. You can have anything. And in the meantime, meaning all of 2023, these are the things that you want with some specifics. And then at the end of the year, so to speak, it says, but you can't have everything, ending this chapter. And so I got that part. I got, you can have anything, but you can't have everything from something very specific. I heard someone else say it, a professional say that. It's part of their tagline. And I liked that for whatever reason. And I'm only just now understanding at the end of 2023 how awful that is and how I basically didn't have a chance and set myself up for not being able to have all of these things on this extensive list that I wrote out. I already put out there into the atmosphere, into the universe at the beginning of this year that I could have any of these things, but I couldn't have all of them. That is not the way that I want to do it. That's not the way that I want to approach 2024. So I am going to redo my scroll for 2024, and it's going to be in a similar fashion, but we are going to speak more positivity into my year and on my list, and we're going to give it more detail. I want exactly specific things to happen in my life, and I need to be specific about those things on my list. Like to the T. And I don't think I was as detailed as I needed to be with this list. And so we're just going to reevaluate, and I'm going to kind of do a side-by-side 2023 versus 2024, what I want out of 2024, and also reflecting on this year. How did I do? I'm going through and I'm reading all of the things, and I'm measuring how well I did subconsciously on each of these items. Now, I have to say that I need to do better at actually reading this every single day, saying these things out loud every single day. Because to be honest, I'd wake up and walk right past this thing in the morning, not looking at it, let alone reading it. I didn't. I did not put the effort into it. And effort is definitely one of these things listed. More effort. Right there. And every day for a year, I didn't even look at this. So of course it didn't work. Because I didn't believe it. I didn't believe myself. I didn't believe in the things that I wrote down and listed out here. That's definitely got to go. I can have everything if I want it. I can have everything on my list and more if I want it. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing on a Friday night, just sitting here reflecting and thinking and, yeah, planning.